Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister of Canada, for making me feel so old.
Based on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's tell-all interview, it is obvious that being a part of the royal family isn't all tiaras and travel. There are certain etiquette guidelines and traditions that not just royal adults but their children must adhere to as well. Here are 15 strict rules that royal children are forced to follow. Number 15. No nicknames are allowed. Now, this might come as a surprise to many since the majority of kids are known for their cute nicknames. Parents, grandparents, and other loved ones simply adore the practice of calling their little ones by special names that are close to their heart. For the royal children, however, nicknames are a big no. Whether this goes for the family while they're in private or not, we're not entirely sure, but when it comes to the public, they are to be addressed by their full names only. This is exactly why Prince George, who is 7 years old, is only called by the official title of His Royal Highness Prince George of Cambridge. Similarly, no one ever uses the nickname Princess Charlie. Instead, only the official name Princess Charlotte of Cambridge is used. Number 14. They must stop eating when the Queen does. Besides following a strict eating etiquette like which hand to hold the fork in or how to place a spoon on a plate, royal kids are forced to follow another major rule while eating. No matter how hungry they are, they can't continue eating once the Queen is done with her meal. It is essential for every child to show respect towards their elders, but for the children of the royal family, it is 10 times more important since one of their elders is the Queen of England. When the royal family sits down for a meal together, they must follow the Queen's lead, and when she stops eating, everyone else must drop their forks and spoons too. Number 13. No presents on Christmas Day. While most kids excitedly wake up the morning of Christmas Day to finally unwrap the presents that Santa brought them, the royal kids have to follow a slightly different tradition. This stems from a German tradition that the British royal family has been following for centuries. Instead of receiving presents on Christmas Day, children of the royal family open all of their gifts on Christmas Eve. Number 12. Strict dress code. Princess Charlotte and Prince George may enjoy several perks, but they can only wear a limited wardrobe, which once again makes their childhood far from normal. While other kids can select whatever type of outfit they want to wear depending upon the occasion or season, royal kids are not given this liberty. The royal family has an extremely strict dress code to follow when any members of the family are in public, especially the kids. This is exactly why you would never see Princess Charlotte wearing a bright-colored My Little Pony t-shirt or a Powerpuff Girls backpack. Nor would you ever see Prince George in a superhero shirt. Young royal boys almost always have to wear shorts until they are 8 years old. As for little girls, Princess Charlotte is mostly spotted in a formal dress and cardigan paired with socks and shoes or even leggings depending upon the weather. At times, royal kids are also forced to color coordinate their modest and elegant outfits with that of their royal parents. Number 11. No tiaras until you're married. It is almost impossible to imagine an actual princess without her fabulous tiara. So why don't we ever see Princess Charlotte wearing an adorable tiny crown of her own? It is because royal women are not allowed to wear any kind of tiara until they are married. Therefore, even if young princesses wish to accessorize with a glistening tiara during a royal event, they simply can't. Number 10. They must have baby passports. Although the Queen is exempt from owning a passport because the British passport is issued in the name of Her Majesty, the rest of the royal family must possess one. Even the littlest royals need to follow this travel procedure and must have their own baby passport since they start traveling extensively almost as soon as they arrive into the world. Number 9. No selfies. It's a commonly known fact that members of the royal family are not allowed to have social media accounts or take selfies with fans during any public event. The same rule applies to royal children as well. No matter how adorable they look or how much the public is eager to get a picture with them, royal kids can only be photographed by authorized professional photographers. Even when Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis grow up, they won't be allowed to click any selfies in public. Number 8. They must get baptized. During the 1980s, 1 in 3 infants were christened by the Church of England, but by 2011, only 1 in 10 children were sprinkled with water. So it is evident that the tradition of infant baptism continues to decline in the modern era. This, however, does not change the fact that the British royal family still follows the practice of christenings, including adult baptism. Several reports recorded details of Meghan Markle's baptism into the Church of England a few months prior to her wedding to Harry. Moreover, all 3 of William and Middleton's children have also been baptized, so every child born into the royal family must be a part of this long-living tradition. Number 7. No packaged foods are allowed. Store-bought baby food may be a staple for regular busy parents, but for the royal children, packaged foods are strictly forbidden. According to several authentic reports, the Queen's former chef, Darren McGrady, revealed that throughout his time serving the royals, he never saw packaged food being consumed, even by adults of the royal family, let alone the kids. It does make sense though, since the Queen has more than 20 personal chefs who prepare specialized nutritious meals for the royal children as well, such as pureed steamed apples and pears. Number 6. They must learn multiple languages. It is no surprise that being a royal is associated with traveling around the globe for royal duties and communicating in different languages to maintain vital international relations. So it is imperative for royal children to start learning how to speak foreign languages, and although no such official rule is found on paper, it is still a crucial procedure that has been followed for decades. From a very young age, royal kids are taught and encouraged to speak multiple languages so that they can become fluent when conversing to important people from different regions of the world. While attending a charity event, Kate Middleton revealed that both Prince George and Princess Charlotte began speaking Spanish at 3 and 2 years old respectively. Number 5. Strict security. Did you know that aside from the standard pair of bodyguards, a proper security force also remains outside the classroom of the royal children? Even if these kids get annoyed due to constantly being followed by a group of security guards, it is a non-negotiable protocol that must be followed at all times. Number 4. Posture and restraint on words. Apart from the traditional forbidden terms, there is an entire list of words that must be avoided by the royal family members during conversation. The kids, too, are supposed to use a carefully curated vocabulary. For instance, the word bathroom must be replaced with lavatory, while scent is used instead of the word perfume. As far as their posture is concerned, the royal children are not allowed to slouch with their hands tucked into their pockets. They must stand straight and are also asked to wave in a specific manner called Windsor wave. Little girls must never cross their legs while sitting and are only permitted to sit with their legs together and leaning slightly to the side. Number 3. They must take etiquette training. For royal children, it is made clear that from the very beginning that tantrums and food fights at the dinner table would never be tolerated. Manners are certainly of utmost importance to royals, so it makes perfect sense that their little ones begin a sort of formal etiquette training as soon as they are old enough to sit at a table. Number 2. Two heirs can't travel together. While traveling, the heirs of the British throne are supposed to fly on different planes, which is why the royal family is almost never seen boarding one plane together. The reason for this is quite gruesome. If there is an unfortunate accident or tragic event, multiple heirs would not be lost. That said, we have seen pictures of Prince William and Prince George flying together, and this is because the rule is only enforced once an heir turns 12. Number 1. They are not allowed to play Monopoly. Now, it might sound strange, but the royal children are strictly forbidden from playing the game Monopoly, since it is notorious for causing arguments within families. Although this may not seem like much of an issue to regular folks, the royal family does take things a little too seriously, especially when it's a board game known for its combative nature. According to the royals, Monopoly also promotes betrayal and easily causes a rift among family members. Now, based on these strict rules, it is safe to say that the royal children do not lead very normal lives. Which among these 15 rules surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below.